Welcome to the Esthetician Coach podcast, where passion meets strategy. I'm your host and esthetician coach, Amber Boone, and each week we're talking strategies, solutions, and mindset to build and attract your best life and career yet. Welcome back to the Esthetician Coach podcast. Today's episode is about setting those financial foundations in your business. And I know I've talked about it before, but it's worth repeating. It's worth going over and over and over again until we get those financial foundations set up and in place for our business and for our personal life. So this is for the solo esthetician, the spa owner, the side hustler. If you're working with clients, building a brand, or you're dreaming about quitting your 9-to-5, you need to hear this episode. Because let's face it, if our finances are a mess, our business will feel like one too. So let's dive in to the money mindset detox. So before we build the bank, we need to clean out the energetic gunk around money. And I know I've talked about this before. You've probably been carrying beliefs like, I'm bad with money. I'm just not business minded. I'll figure it out later. Well, let me tell you, later is where your dreams are going to go to die. Not to be harsh, but you've got to do it today. You need to start today. And I'm guilty of this myself. I'll put it off. But you know what? It's a lot easier if we just tackle it. We get it done. We feel so much better. We feel so much more in alignment with our goals and our dreams and our visions. Let's start today. And here's the thing, you don't need a finance degree. I used to think, well, I just don't know a lot. I don't know enough to do this on my own. But yes, you do. And if you don't know it, you can learn it. We have Google, we have ChatGPT, we have all of the things that can help us and give us tools to grow our business and our personal finances. But you don't need that finance degree. You need the willingness to look at your numbers and lead like the CEO that you are of your own business, of your own life. So what stories about money did you grow up with? What do you keep telling yourself? What is holding you back? Because we're going to have to shift that in order to move forward, in order to grow. What do you believe that you're allowed to earn? Do you have a certain belief about money that you can only earn this much, or you only are allowed to earn this much? Are you avoiding money because you're scared of messing up? So here's your mindset reframe that we're going to work with today. Money is just energy and math. And when you think of it like that, it becomes a little bit easier to deal with, right? Okay, so I wasn't the best at math growing up and in school. I have always loved math, but I was not the best at it. It takes my brain a little bit longer to wrap around those numbers and those equations. And it's not a moral issue. It's not a measure of worth. It's not something you earn by overworking. So you don't have to drive yourself into the ground. Yes, we have to hustle in our businesses, but if you're hustling at something you love, it doesn't feel so much like a hustle all the time. You get excited to do it. You get excited to wake up every day to get to work on the life that you love and the life that you're building. I did an episode a few weeks ago and aligned not hustling. And hustling's not necessarily a bad word. I think we've made it a bad word. But hustling can be okay if we are happy with what we're hustling with, as long as we're not driving ourselves into the ground with something that is not feeding us or not making us feel good. And know that you are allowed to be paid well. You're allowed to feel safe financially. You're allowed to build real wealth from your beauty business. All of those things you are allowed to do. Okay, so we've got the mindset check. Let's talk structure. Here's how to stop treating your business like a side hustle. Okay, you're going to separate your money. Step number 1, you're going to have a business checking account, a business savings account, a tax savings account, an emergency fund account. Those are very vital and crucial to have. So set them up, even if you just have $20 in each of them right now. Set them up. So it matters because mixing business and personal money is confusing. It's messy. And it can get you into some serious legal trouble. And we don't want to avoid that. We don't want that for ourselves or our business. So next, you're going to pay yourself consistently. And even if it's just $300 a month, set it on auto transfer to transfer into your personal account. This is going to create those energetic boundaries and tell the universe, tell the world, I take my business seriously. And you're going to track everything. Use something, anything to track your income and expenses. There's QuickBooks, there's Wave, there's Xero, there's Google Sheets, whatever software or worksheet that you'll actually use and whatever makes the most sense for your business. So create that weekly 30-minute money check-in and see how your finances are doing. I promise it's not as daunting as it sounds once you just know that, hey, this time is set aside for my money check-in. I'm going to check my accounts. It makes you feel better. So create that weekly 30-minute money check-in. It's going to let you see exactly where you're spending your money, where your money's going, what money you have coming in. And these are things that you need to know. Know what's coming in, what's going out, what's left over, where is it going? So you need to be tracking your money, your expenses. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. And guess what? Most people guess wrong. I know I do. If I don't have a tracking system in place, I'm just guessing, and that's never a good thing. Okay, so let's talk about the biggest emotional landmine in the industry, pricing. And here's the truth. If your pricing isn't profitable, your passion will become a prison. And the mistakes I see all the time is pricing based on what others are charging without knowing their cost. You've really got to know what your services are costing you, what your retail is costing you. Undercharging to stay accessible, you've got to charge what you need to. And by knowing your cost, you can charge appropriately. Feeling guilty about raising your rates. So you can't feel guilty about raising the rates that keep your lights on, that keep your doors open, that keeps food on your table. So let's fix that. Cost of service, product plus labor, plus your desired profit margin equals your base rate. Then you got to factor in your time, your value, the transformation, and market positioning. You are not selling time, you are selling results. So price to be profitable. Know your monthly expenses, both fixed and variable. Add up how many clients and hours you can realistically take. Divide your expenses plus your salary goal by that number. That equals what you need to be earning per hour. Don't undercharge and then wonder why you're exhausted and broke. Charge to stay in business, not just to stay busy. Let's talk about taxes. This is the part everyone wants to avoid, and I totally get it. Out of sight, out of mind. But set aside 20 to 30% of all of your income in a separate savings account. This is going to make tax time so much easier for you. You can use apps. You can track your write-offs. Hire a CPA or a bookkeeper when you can. If you can't do it now, just make sure you're doing a good job of tracking what you have coming in, what you have going out, your taxes, all of the different things. And you can set this up in a Google spreadsheet if you want to. And if you're trying to save money, I completely get that, but just track it. Know what you got going in, coming out. So as far as an emergency fund, aim for 1 to 2 months of operating cost and build it slowly over time. Even if you can only add just a little bit at a time right now, do that so that eventually you will have 1 to 2 months or more of those operating costs set aside for an emergency. Well, it's called emergency fund for a reason. So something may come up. You might have a slow month, but you will have that money to cover those costs. And a retirement plan. Yes, even solo entrepreneurs need this. Everyone needs this. So look into opening an IRA, and you can do this by Googling online, checking things out. You can also go and speak to someone at your bank about potentially opening an IRA or a solo 401k, but talk to someone, even if you're just setting aside $25, $50 a month. It adds up if you start now. Another one that you want to consider if you haven't already, which you probably have, is business insurance. So think about liability, product coverage. Protect yourself before you need it. That just gives you peace of mind and protection. So these aren't just boring back-end things. They're the difference between a business that lasts and a burnout spiral. So you've got the basics. Let's talk wealth building. This is where you shift from survival to scaling. So think about what retail that you can add for passive income, with healthy margins. So do your research. Figure out what retail lines that you want to carry, what will help your clients the most, and where you can have a healthy margin on those retail items. Sell digital products or education like skincare guides, self-care rituals, coaching. Package your services. Don't sell sessions, sell solutions. So make sure you're putting the extra time and effort into really packaging your services to make them appealing to your clients. Money flows where structure and intention go. I hope that this episode is encouraging you to really take a hard look at your finances, maybe reevaluate your finances. It's really not as daunting as it seems. If you take a look, take an afternoon, sit down, figure it out, make some tracking spreadsheets, and stay on top of it. Make those weekly sessions to stay on top of your finances. This is going to give you peace of mind. It's going to help you feel better about your business, and it's going to help you grow your business. So this was a full-on financial glow-up episode. Let's recap your next steps. Let's separate your business and personal money. Start tracking your income and your expenses weekly. Set up your tax savings account. Pay yourself consistently. Reevaluate your pricing for actual profit. Begin a savings plus wealth building plan. And most importantly, stop playing small. You're building more than just a beauty business. You're building freedom. You're building security and a legacy. I would love to hear what you're implementing first. So DM me on Instagram at Esthetician Coach with an A, or tag me in your next money date. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope this episode resonated with you, and I will see you in the next episode.